Hello everyone, it's Thursday, July 26th. It's 3:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can see my computer clock on my right. Our videos are recorded in real time. They're not market replays. They're not done after the fact. You can see my time in sales on the left and the Emini S&P. You can verify the price and time at 3:17 and 49 seconds at 28:38. First chart I want to show today is a trade in progress here. The Emini S&P on just a regular Renko chart, and we have a higher time frame filter, which is the shaded background, and that is a Super Renko 6 tick with a sensitivity of 1. And we have a closed P&L of 500 and an open P&L of 375. So about $900 profit here. It's kind of fluctuating. This is our first target here. This is trading 3 contracts. So we've had a couple of winners, a couple of losers, and currently a really nice short position. Our goal on this is quite high. So in any case, I'm just going to let it trade, and just wanted to show you a live position. Sometimes people say, well, I want to watch it live. Well, quite frankly, it's pretty boring to watch live. You know, price moves slow, and sometimes it moves sideways and so forth. But in any case, we got a live position here, and I wanted to show this, and you can see the bars moving, and price is ticking off here in the trade manager. Okay, next up is the DAX on a 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and this hit its goal at 25.50 today on that very familiar back-to-back pattern here. And on this one, I actually changed the limit order to 4 ticks. It was previously 8, but I changed it to 4 because it was missing some trades. So a limit order with 4 ticks is more likely to get filled than a limit order with 8 ticks. Anyway, this did really well today. Really nice looking trades, and hit its goal. Okay, next up is the DAX on a Super Renko 6 tick, and this starts trading at the open of the US session instead of the open of the London session, which would be 3 a.m. Eastern Time. This did 26.50 for today. You can see the trades here. What I wanted to show here, this is our start time here. 9:30 Eastern Time. And so a mixed bag of trades here, but actually came up, had some really nice trades here, and came up, and it looks like it hit its goal. Our goal on this is, well, actually really high, so shy of its goal. But I don't think the goals on these contracts, trading 2 contracts, need to be so high. I'm going to show you why in a second. But I think for the DAX, a goal of anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 is appropriate for trading 2 contracts. We'll talk about that with the next chart. Okay, so here's the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick, and this was ultimately stopped out for a loss of 2,000. But it had an equity high of nearly $3,000 early on in trading. In fact, within 20 minutes of trading, it starts trading at the London Open, and so we had 5 trades here, and it made an equity high of 3,000. I was actually watching this last night, and I thought about turning it off. Is, you know, that it hit 3,000 in equity, and that was it. But I let it trade, and then what happened after this is it ran into some chop here and had several losers in a row, and that dragged it down, and then it traded some more, and that dragged it down, and it ultimately was stopped out at its loss limit. So the point of this is that the goal on this was 3,500, and it came just shy of its goal. The point is that my goals here on these charts are pretty liberal, and they could be more conservative, or when you come close to a goal like this, you could use your discretion and quit trading. It's really a shame for the Autotrader to make such a high profit like this and then end up hitting its loss limit. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make here. Okay, so the DAX again, this time on a 34-tick line break. The DAX was really strong today as far as all the different types of charts that we show on the DAX. And the reason I show different types of charts, different bar types, different time frames, is to show the versatility of the Autotrader, that it's not just locked into a particular time frame or that we're always changing the time frames. You see the same time frames in my videos over and over again. I'm not going from a 400 tick to a 450 tick to a 600 tick. When you see that, they're usually adjusting the chart size to make the trades look right. So in any case, the Autotrader is one of the few Autotraders that can, or the only one I know of that properly trades on a line break chart. And here we have it here. It did 23.75. Our goal on this is 2,000, so we had extreme positive slippage on this chart. Okay, this is the DAX on the Super Renko 14 tick with a $2,000 goal, a more reasonable goal, and it probably hit its goal and had some slippage as it did 1850. And the point I was trying to make before about more reasonable goals, so here is kind of support of that idea that a lower goal didn't trade as much. In automated trading, less is more. So we did 1850 here instead of getting stopped out at our loss limit. Okay, next is the 377 tick Heikin-Ashi chart on the DAX, and this did 1500. Our goal on this is 1550, so this probably hit its goal on a couple of trades here. The mid cap doing well on a 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and this did 1460 for the day. Our goal on this one is 1500. Okay, next up is the NASDAQ 2 Renko, and this did 1220 on 2 contracts, and I forgot to fill in the color of the higher time frame filter. I just set it to true, but it was false before. So this is actually using the Super Renko 8 higher time frame filter, and this was pretty interesting because a smaller time frame with a higher time frame filter can work really well, as demonstrated here. This did 1220 for the day. It was moderately active, and our goal is 1250, so I would say that it did hit its goal and had a couple of ticks slippage at the end. Okay, next is the NASDAQ on a 987 tick Heikin-Ashi chart. This did 1025 for the day, and our goal on this one is 1000, so a couple of ticks positive slippage. Looks like there was 4 trades. Okay, next is the Emini S&P on a Super Renko 6 tick chart. This has been pretty consistent for us. This one's trading 3 contracts, and it had a total of 4 trades, 3 winners, 1 loser, and hit its goal and just had 1 tick of slippage. Okay, next up is the DAX on a 150 tick line break chart, and it looks like I need to change my trailing stop. It's a little too tight. This had a really long run. This would have been spectacular if I had a little bit looser money management, but I got stopped out here prematurely, but still did 737.50 for the day. Okay, this was pretty active, the DAX on a 34 Heikin-Ashi chart, but this is a pretty tight time frame. This did 887.50 for the day, and it looks like it had an equity high of about 1500 at one point. So it goes to say the first couple of hours of trading is often the best. You can see the equity high here, and that was maintained for quite a number of trades. This is also using our line break logic. Okay, the Russell did 845 on the 233 Heikin-Ashi tick chart on 3 trades, a small loser here and the back-to-back winners. And then the Russell on a 500 Heikin-Ashi tick chart did 550, and it looks like my trailing stop is a little bit too tight here. But note the indicator signals, really solid signals on the indicators. Okay, the Russell on a 377 Heikin-Ashi chart did 455. And then we have the Russell on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart had a modest gain on a single trade of 285. Okay, the gold contract has been consistent with a gain of 410 on half a dozen trades or so. And we had a number of charts doing $200 or less today, and we have the bonds on the Super Renko 2-tick that did 437.50 on a single trade, and then the Emini S&P on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart did 200 for the day, and the Super Renko 4-tick did 200 for today. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching today.